So, I talked about Minecraft in one of my earliest videos, and in that video, I stated that I thought there were 4 major issues with the survival Minecraft experience: enchanting, the end, the food system, and the inventory. I dedicated that very video to the issues surrounding enchanting, and I still stand by what I said even if the quality was bad. The system is tedious and overly reliant on RNG. The end is a borderline mistake of the gaming experience that has countless problems to fix. But like, everyone and their mothers have made a video about why it stinks and how to fix it, so nah. And while I could talk about the inventory issues and ways to fix it, sort of by design, there aren't really any ways to fix it without making entirely new problems. Increasing inventory spaces just kind of devalues inventory space. So I'm going to talk about why I think food and hunger need a rework, and I'm going to explain to you what a food update could be, and why we need it. So to summarize the mechanic, as you sprint, take damage, or simply just exist in Minecraft, you'll slowly lose hunger, while eating being the only way to regain it. And as you lose hunger, you'll lose the ability to heal, sprint, and eventually it will just kill you. On paper, hunger is a crucial system that adds friction to your average situation, and forces the players to, actually survive in the survival game. However, after the very early game, as in once you get any kind of stable food source, the issue of hunger just becomes 1, eat when you lose the ability to sprint, and 2, eat when you take damage. And there's very little nuance with food beyond that. All of this stems from one simple issue: there is no tangible incentive to eat more than one type of food. The problem. Right now, you can boot up a survival world, make a small wheat farm, capture 2 cows, and now you have an infinite amount of what's probably the best food in the game, forever. No caveats, the vast majority of the time you'll never need more than half a stack of steak. It discourages exploration, both physical and experimental. It makes the system fade into the background relatively early on. It makes most food items cut up your inventory with little to no use, and several other problems I can definitely name. That's the word. It's like 5 a.m. Why do I always do this? All this comes together to create a system that feels more like a chore than a mechanic worth exploring and mastering. Because what's there to study? What strategy is there to employ? My plan is to add, in as few changes as possible, more dynamic energy to the hunger system. The solutions. My addition would be to, obviously, reward the player for consuming a variety of foods, in a way that's based off of actual nutrition, sorta. See, I don't just want players to want a variety of foods, but to obtain their foods from a variety of sources and methods. Introducing the food group system. In the system, there are about half a dozen or so food groups, each one providing a different hunger icon. And for each different hunger icon you have in the bar, the abilities tied to hunger are improved. The current rates of healing and sprinting are now what having 3 different types of food in the bar is like. If you only eat 1 or 2 types of food, you'll actually be worse off. Slower healing and sprinting, having only 1 type of food will be actively quite detrimental. 2 might not be super noticeably worse, but still worse. And of course, having 3 types of food would grant the equivalent to what we have now, and having 4 or even 5 would give you faster healing, movement, and potentially other small buffs too, like maybe slightly higher jump, better saturation in general, slight damage resistance, maybe even a damage buff, stuff like that. This system is vaguely inspired by other game systems like Peak's Stamina Bar and the Amenity system from Civilization 6, if you can believe that. I think the most important tip for learning how to do game design is just to simply play a bunch of different games of a bunch of different genres. You'll never know what will inspire you. Anyways, back to topic. The food groups would be meat, fish, vegetables, fruit, grains, mushrooms, sweets, and chorus. I think that covers everything. I separated types of food mainly by how you'd obtain them, so you'd be encouraged to perform a variety of food obtaining activities. And I made chorus fruit its own standalone type because that's cool, and it gives the end at least one more reason to be somewhat useful to go to. Originally I was going to go on a whole list of a bunch of food items I would add, but ultimately, as long as they add a sizable amount of food options, that's fine. The system is more important. I do have 2 ideas that are decently interesting to go into. With the food group system, foods that are made of 2 or more composite parts may provide different types. My main idea for this would be a sandwich. A bread in the top and bottom rows of the crafting table, and 3 varying different items in the middle. This could be an item that could provide up to 4 different food groups, which Of course, labeling my system has a very strong place, even if it would be quite costly. The other idea for a new food item that is unique would be cheese. I would probably make cheese decently expensive, like 2 or even 3 milk buckets in the crafting table. Eating cheese would provide the unique sturdy effect. This potion effect would basically act like a prolonged milk, removing and blocking you from getting any other potion effects. You could probably make a potion out of this instead, but I like the idea of a food-specific effect, and prolonged milk is pretty cool. And well, that's more than everything I had planned to talk about, so... well, it's a new year, and I wanted to say thank you for the first year on this channel. It was incredibly successful. Well, 50 subscribers is more than I expected. I've been doing YouTube for a while, but this is a new channel I decided to do to start fresh, and I already exceeded everything I did in my multi-year attempts beforehand. I'm just incredibly grateful to everyone who's been able to help me. Phoenix has been incredibly good to me. They've been in a few of my videos, and they're incredible help, incredible inspiration. Thankful to you. Gotta shout out my goat, Tim Tabor, that bastard who is in every single one of my comment sections. I swear to God, every time I hit upload, I'm like, how long will it take? This community is, I mean, there's like a couple of us, and we've already gotten a video over 1,000. So I just want to say, as a small creator who's always been a small creator and has never expected to get anywhere, the fact that there's a legitimate promise in this channel is an incredible feeling. I'm going to try and get, at least a video out every month. January's been a slow month for me just because of some holiday burnout, but I'm probably going to get a couple videos out in March. I definitely have a video planned for February. I have a collab planned on a different channel. I'll be appearing on a live stream mid-February. I'll reveal that soon. Happy New Year. I'm going to keep up the good work and try and get a bit more out this year. More scripted stuff, more non-scripted stuff. The works. Thank you. See ya. I don't really have anything else to say. Yeah, I can't leave it at that. That's not my intro. My outro, sorry. So